Hi everybody. In the past 7 years, the Indian telecom space has seen the most competitive business wars in its history. After JIO came out, two giant players merged together to become Vodafone Idea. BSNL is still on the ventilator, and players like Telenor and Aircel have just vanished from the market. But as we saw, while all these players were struggling to survive, the only player who fought back and is still fighting back is Airtel.
Bharti Airtel is one of the big movers today. In fact, the top sectoral gainer.
Bharti Airtel, and what a spike in this particular counter.
And I'm glad that we are here today, much stronger, much sharper in our focus towards the customers, and a reasonably healthy balance sheet.
And you will be stunned to know that in FY21, Airtel was bleeding with 12,000 crores in losses. But within just 1 year, they made a comeback and hit 8,305 crores in profits. And now in FY23, while JIO made 1.19 trillion rupees in revenue, Airtel made 1.39 trillion rupees in revenue. And not only that, over the past 6 quarters, Airtel's stock price has also started outperforming the Nifty. If you see this graph, after JIO's launch in September 2016, the stock underperformed compared to Nifty. But over the past 6 quarters, Airtel's stock price has been consistently outperforming the Nifty by a healthy margin. So the question is, what exactly did Airtel do to bounce back after the telecom shock of 2016? What are the business strategies that helped Airtel beat JIO in this fierce competition? What are the most important factors that will determine the result of this telecom war? And most importantly, what are the study materials to help you understand this business war better? But before we move on, I want to quickly thank our partners Growth School for supporting our content. People, to be a long thriving player in any kind of business, you need to constantly learn and do things which your competition is not doing. And if you're somebody who wants to beat your competition and stay ahead in your career, Growth School has something very special for you. And the best part is it's completely free for thinkschool students. Growth School runs some incredible paid workshops that can teach you in-demand skills like AI, Chat GPT, data analytics, data engineering, business consulting, product design, marketing, and many more things. Now here's the crazy part. These workshops are paid, but the first 1,000 thinkschool learners can register for any of these workshops for absolutely free of cost using the link below. Yes, for free. This will give you a chance to learn from real experts working at your dream companies like Google, Microsoft, Uber, Facebook, and so on. More than 800,000 people have already learned these skills from Growth School, and many of these students have already got jobs, internships, and promotions in companies like Myntra, Amazon, and Paytm. Vaibhav is a very dear friend of mine, and I can say this with assurance that whether you are a student, working professional, freelancer, or even a founder, these workshops are going to help you get better at your job or even help you transition into a new career. So if you want to stay ahead of your competition and be among the top 1%, check out the wonderful courses that Growth School is giving out. It's free only for the first 1,000 students, so hurry up and do not miss this chance. And now, on with the episode. To understand this complex business war, we first have to understand the complex division of the Indian market. And one of the best ways to study them would be to look at the video consumption segments in India. Here we have 5 types of customers. Firstly, there are 150 million dark TV homes, as in homes where consumers have no access to TV or OTT but might have a feature phone or sometimes even a smartphone. Then we have free consumers who watch free TV, as in they watch ads in exchange for content. This is very similar to us watching YouTube for free in exchange for watching the ads. As of 2022, in this sample of about 300 million customers, there were 45 million free TV users who watch these ads. Then we have the third type of customers who are TV first customers who form a base of 77 million customers. These customers pay for TV but do not pay for OTT. This is because they usually get it bundled with their SIM card recharge. For example, if Priyanshi was a TV first subscriber, she would pay for Tata Sky, but she would watch Hotstar for free because she got a 1-year subscription with her JIO recharge. Then we have the digital first customers who form 43 million users. These are very valuable users who pay for both TV and at least one OTT service. And lastly, we have the most valuable customers of all who are only 2 million in number, which are digital only customers. These customers consume only on digital platforms and rarely access conventional TV. This is the categorization of the video consumption segment of India with a data set of about 300 million customers. Now, if you've understood this, let's understand Airtel and JIO's business philosophy better.
We used to have a slogan which said, if you're caught between speed and perfection, choose speed, perfection will follow. Of course, things have moved now. We do now say quality first, speed always.
Our principles of doing business are really determined by, first, do we, at this scale and stage, do we create societal value?
The business philosophy of JIO can be tagged as fortune at the bottom of the pyramid. Why do I say that? Because JIO is not obsessed with just capturing the existing market, but with also creating a new market that did not even exist before. And they are doing that with 4 methods. The first method lies in creating a market for phones at the bottom of the pyramid. And here's where we have the JIO phone strategy.
रिलायंस जियो के जिस बड़े धमाके का देश के करोड़ों लोगों और खास तौर से प्रतिद्वंदी कंपनियां कर रही थीं बेसब्री से इंतजार, आखिरकार आज वो धमाका हो ही गया.
Let me introduce India का intelligent smartphone presenting the JIO phone.
For those who don't know, JIO phone is aimed at gaining these dark TV customers who are using 2G feature phones. For those who don't know, feature phones are the phones that look like your old Nokia phones. Recently, JIO has released their JIO Bharat phone for as little as 1000 rupees. And along with it, they're also offering 500 MB of daily data and unlimited calling for 123 rupees a month. Now, do you realize for a daily wage earner who earns as little as 5000 rupees a month, this is a game changer. Because right now, these customers are using 2G phones of Airtel, Vodafone Idea and BSNL. And now, JIO aims to turn these customers into 4G customers. And this is such a huge customer base that JIO alone is targeting to reach 100 million users out of the 250 million feature phone users in India. So if they take up a 103 rupees subscription, that is 100 billion rupees in revenue. And cherry on the cake, these phones do not allow non-JIO SIM cards and have pre-installed JIO Pay, JIO Cinema and JIO Saman in the phone. And considering the average lifespan of these phones to be 4 years, JIO will generate 5000 rupees per phone over 4 years. That is 500 billion rupees. So do you realize JIO will not just make 500 billion rupees, but will also get 100 million more viewers to the JIO Cinema app who will then watch IPL to increase its viewership. And then JIO can charge more to sell ad slots on JIO Cinema app. This is the first way by which JIO is creating a market for itself and it's monetizing the bottom of the pyramid.
JIO Cinema reported a blockbuster opening for the Indian Premier League.
Oh, it was exceptional in terms of the numbers that JIO Cinemas had to report just in the opening weekend. The stats are looking phenomenal.
जियो सिनेमा पर टाटा आईपीएल ने व्यूअरशिप के सारे रिकॉर्ड ध्वस्त कर दिए हैं. ओपनिंग वीकेंड पर 147 करोड़ वीडियो व्यूज आए हैं.
The second way in which they are tapping into the customers is by launching the cheapest mobile plans out there. So coming back to the chart, these 45 million free TV consumers are more likely to have an entry-level smartphone like a Vivo or Poco. And just like dark TV customers, even though these users cannot pay for TV, they can be monetized through ads on JIO Cinema and through the JIO SIM recharge. And this is where their third method comes in, which is very obvious by now, which is sports streaming. So JIO is majorly targeting these 45 plus 77 million customers with JIO Cinema to make money from ads, and these 43 plus 2 million customers to pay for the JIO Cinema subscription. And lastly, JIO is also introducing low-cost products like laptops at a cost price of around 16,500 rupees. This is the bottom of the pyramid approach of JIO. Now, does this mean they are not interested in the top of the pyramid? Absolutely not. For the top of the pyramid, they have JIO Fiber, JIO 5G and postpaid plans. So to summarize this, JIO is targeting the dark TV homes with 2G feature phones with their JIO phone strategy. They are targeting the dark TV homes with smartphones plus the free TV homes with their sports streaming ads. Thirdly, JIO is targeting the pay TV homes plus digital pay TV homes with JIO Cinema subscription plus JIO Fiber. And lastly, the digital first and digital TV homes are being targeted with JIO Postpaid, JIO Cinema subscription, JIO Fiber and eventually JIO 5G. We'll come to JIO Fiber and JIO Postpaid when we discuss Airtel, but for now, all you need to understand is that the macro picture says JIO wants to go deep into the bottom of the pyramid of India and wants to create a market for itself for the India 3 that nobody cares about. If this is very, very clear to you, let's look at Airtel's approach. Airtel's approach is the complete opposite of this. Airtel's most important metric is something called ARPU, or average revenue per user. It's also called ARPU. Now, like we saw in the JIO phone example, JIO would love to have a customer who generates a revenue of 103 rupees per month and who's at the bottom of the pyramid. Whereas if you look at Airtel, they want to weed out the low value customers. In fact, in November 2018, Airtel implemented a subscriber cleanup initiative. In this process, Airtel deliberately lost over 49 million subscribers. This way, Airtel was able to declog the network and cleaned up the inactive or non-paying customers. Now, although this meant losing around 15% of the customers, Airtel could decrease its expense and provide better service to the well-paying customers. Secondly, Airtel has no plans to launch a feature phone. And thirdly, even for the customers who are using smartphones, Airtel has completely dropped the 99 rupees basic plan from 17 countries and has launched a 155 rupees package for all customers for Kolkata, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. This means that if a customer wants to activate his SIM card number, he has to pay 155 rupees minimum. So while JIO has its minimum barrier at 103 rupees, Airtel wants the minimum barrier to be 155 rupees. Do you see? That's a 50% difference in cost. Fourthly, Airtel understands the telecom market and its own target audience very clearly. To put that into perspective, there are around 200 million feature phone users, another 600 million smartphone users, about 35 million postpaid users, and about 30 million homes in India that use broadband plus TV. And as customers move up this value chain, the average revenue per user increases. For example, from feature phone to smartphone, the average revenue nearly doubles. From prepaid to postpaid, the average revenue again doubles. From postpaid to broadband, again the revenue increases. And from broadband to converged homes, the revenue shoots up again. So if you study Airtel's approach, they are not interested in the feature phone segment at all. Instead, they are interested in the postpaid customers. Why? Because postpaid customers are one of the most valuable customers in the ecosystem. And even though postpaid customers only form 6% of Airtel's customer base, they can generate around 25 to 30% of Airtel's revenue. This is because the average revenue per user in the postpaid segment is almost 3 times the revenue of the prepaid segment. This is the reason why Airtel and JIO both are obsessed with postpaid customers. And when it comes to Airtel, they are prioritizing the postpaid customers in every possible manner. Firstly, they've identified 700 plus districts that have the highest number of high quality customers. And Airtel is expanding its stores in these high value neighborhoods. Secondly, Airtel is also leveraging its lending business service called Airtel Finance to turn prepaid customers into postpaid customers. And for this, Airtel is using a mechanism to build a credit score of customers using a combination of CIBIL data and over 2,000 telecom attributes. With this, Airtel has identified over 60 million credit-worthy customers, and the majority of these are currently prepaid customers. So with its lending proposition, the company is nudging those users to move to postpaid. So it's very similar to that of Ola, where using Ola postpaid, Ola started giving credits to people to turn them into valuable postpaid customers. Thirdly, what I found to be very fascinating is that Airtel literally tracks the customer experience of each device, and it's chasing something called the zero unfulfilled queries dream. Because in FY22, Airtel was receiving the most number of complaints, and they got 10 times more complaints than JIO customers. So this means either JIO customers are getting the best service or the JIO customers are too lazy to register a complaint in the first place. In both cases, Airtel sees this as both a risk and an opportunity to serve the customers better. So to improve this, Airtel has built an AI-based solution in collaboration with NVIDIA, and this is expected to improve the overall customer experience for inbound calls to its contact center. And lastly, the family plan has been such a massive hit that nearly 70 to 80% of Airtel's postpaid customers are on family plans. This is how Airtel wants to catch hold of the most valuable postpaid customers in the country. In fact, if you see this graph, according to ET, that spike from March 2018 to June 2018 is because of the merger of Telenor subscribers with Airtel and no reporting of subscribers by Aircel due to closure of the business. But after that, if you see, the postpaid customer base has grown steadily from 2019 to 2023. And the fun fact here is that even in these plans, Airtel is very careful with its prices. While JIO gives out 2 SIMs at $499 and 4 SIMs for $699, Airtel gives out 2 SIMs for $599 and 4 at $999. So even in the postpaid segment, Airtel only wants premium customers. And lastly, Airtel and JIO both are going very aggressively after the home broadband customers. Why? Because these home subscribers offer a potential average revenue per user of over 1000 rupees, which is almost 5 times the ARPU of Airtel right now. But here, JIO is far ahead because JIO has already laid out 1.1 million kilometers of optical fiber, whereas Airtel is just at 400,000 kilometers. While JIO already had 25 million homes connected in 2021, Airtel just reached 25 million homes in 2023. So if we were to look at the same chart of JIO for Airtel, this is what it looks like. Airtel is not interested in the dark home customers who do not have feature phones. It is not interested in dark home customers who cannot afford a 150 rupee recharge, and it is not interested in the free TV homes. So while JIO makes money with content via JIO Cinema subscription and ads, Airtel makes money via DTH subscription. Then for digital first and digital only homes, Airtel has Airtel Fiber, Airtel Postpaid and family plan bundles just like JIO. It's just that Airtel's plans are 100 rupees more expensive than JIO because Airtel only wants quality customers with very high purchase power. Now most people might think Airtel stops here, but you know what guys? Airtel actually went one step ahead to tap into the apex of the pyramid with something called B2B service wing. For those who don't know, just like Airtel provides internet connectivity to people like you and me, it also provides internet connectivity to giant businesses like SBI and HDFC. And you will be stunned to know that as of March 2023, Airtel Business reported 18,600 crores, that is $2.2 billion in revenue, which was 1/5 of Airtel's total revenue. Airtel Business is a market leader in enterprise connectivity business with a 33.67% revenue market share as of March 2023. According to Ken, Airtel Business serves over 1,200 global enterprises, 2,000 large and 1 million small and medium businesses all across India. And until then, JIO only held 3% of the enterprise connectivity market share. And here, Airtel's competitor is not JIO, but Tata Communications. But as it's clear in this chart, Airtel's revenue and EBITDA both are far better than that of the Tatas. So do you see what's happening over here? Airtel and JIO both are operating with a very different philosophy. While JIO wants to capture the bottom of the pyramid, Airtel wants to ace the top of the pyramid. Now, if you look at the fundamental reason as to why Airtel is not interested in the bottom of the pyramid, whereas JIO is going so aggressive, is because while JIO has a method to monetize these users by adding them to the JIO Cinema viewership and then making money by ads, when it comes to Airtel, except for SIM card recharge, Airtel has no way to make money out of these customers. And eventually, the theory that the telecom companies have is that eventually these customers will not buy a SIM card recharge, will not buy a DTH and a broadband separately. They will buy all these services together in a bundled format. And if a person cannot afford to buy anything other than just the SIM card recharge, that customer will not be a valuable customer. So at the bottom of the pyramid, even if Airtel manages to get them as customers for their SIM card recharge, they will not have the affordability to buy a DTH service or to buy a broadband connection. So the customer lifetime value at the bottom of the pyramid for Airtel is far lower as compared to that of JIO, whereby JIO could simply sell a JIO phone, add them to the viewership of JIO Cinema and make money by ads. This is the root cause of the fundamental difference in the philosophy of both these companies. And now there are 3 unanswered questions that will decide the fate of this battle in the next 3 years. Number 1, will JIO's theory of making a fortune at the bottom of the pyramid with feature phones and laptops be successful? If yes, then how viable is it? As in, how much would be the profit margin that JIO can actually make by selling laptops for 16,500 rupees? Number 2, considering the fact that Reliance has 2 times more cables laid as compared to Airtel, how will Airtel win the home broadband game? And lastly, with Reliance entering the B2B segment, the question that remains is, how will Airtel and Tata Communications play the game differently in the B2B segment? These were the stories, the insights, the stats and the philosophy of the most iconic telecom war in the history of India. And I just hope you learned something valuable from this case study. That's all from my side for today, guys. If you learned something valuable, please make sure to hit the like button in order to make YouTube Baba happy. And for more such insightful business and political case studies, please subscribe to our channel. And before we say goodbye, if you want to learn in-demand skills, then do not forget to check out Growth School's paid workshops that are being offered for free for the first 1,000 students from the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.